Mr. Narayan Viswanathan, Director and Global Head, Sales and Marketing from Encore. Welcome, sir.
Thank you so much,
Thank you so much for being part of the summit.
My pleasure.
So the very first question, sir, please, our viewers will like to know about Encore theme as a company, its presence in India, and
I think go back to rewind, not going by the name, it's a decade-long company formed in 2006 by a lot of technology providers and bankers who were in the technology space in the banking segment, came together to create something, those who were exposed not only in India but also exposed beyond the Indian shores, serving banks in Middle East and other sectors. So came together to form an enterprise to serve the banking sector for the technology. From one of the crucial offerings for us is our partnership with a global leader from called Vistas. Vistas being one of the leading top Gartner top 3 leading quadrant provider of banking solutions across the spectrum. We primarily represent them in the transaction banking space, especially because we see that the retail, other than the new banks which came in India especially, we represent the partnership for Vistas in transaction banking in Middle East, Asia, South Asia and Asia Pacific, headquartered out of India. That's where our competency is. And we've seen a wave that beyond the retail wave which was over, other than the new banks which came in the last 2-3 years, the real change we see is in the corporate and transaction banking space. Banks have come to the reality that that's the area with all the macroeconomic action which is happening around the industrial, make in India, so much of cross-border activity, even domestic activity. There's a lot of need to digitize and make this transaction banking part, which is more document intensive, domain intensive, making it far more digitized. So we play a crucial role by bringing that Vistas technology into the Indian space. Though we're doing well in Middle East and Asia Pacific, we see a good traction in the Indian banks which are rethinking on the way transaction banking technologies. The CTOs and CIOs, like today's summit, some of the great thought leaders like the MD, CIO of SBI, the CTO of SBI, and many others who are here today, as they have put together the dynamics which are changing in the transaction banking space. Things are becoming more more cashless. Things, the workflow steps are getting eliminated, the intermediaries are getting eliminated. So all this needs solutions which can cater to this change, and we represent a leading solution Vistas which invests a lot in proactively getting this the solution ready for such dynamics. So that's what we are. And we are privileged to be already associated and signed up with all the major, at least 4 larger banks already in India, starting with State Bank of India and at least 3 private sector banks, IDFC, IndusInd and Kotak, which is under implementation. So that's the story on us. So
what are the key growth drivers for your business?
For Encore team, the 3 drivers will be the change which will come, in the digitization space, right? I think there is still so many banks with all the discussion happening around consolidation in the market, so many dynamics change, as I said, in the transaction banking. There is going to be a revolution around corporate banking. So there is going to be channels. The way banks are looking at serving the corporate customers is going to go through a paradigm shift, and I think that will be one of our key growth drivers, right? And in the back office, as I said, the need to centralize, manage the domain activity, the documents, is going to be another great driver, especially because that's a very niche area still.
Right.
So
how do you rate Indian banks willingness to adopt latest IT solutions?
I think they are very good. Most of the, as we always know, in the IT sector itself, we talk about any solution, global or homegrown in India, gets best tested in India. We are blessed with all the diversities we can ask for, right? Geographical diversity, volume testing. We have a very, very comprehensive regulator. So when anything works here, it works in the rest of the world as well. So far as there is no other cost driver or any other reason due to which a bank can't adapt a technology, I think there is enough openness. But today I feel one bottleneck which banks are facing is the way their evaluation is being forced to be done. If more business-driven decisions are taken to technology, I think they will benefit the banks rather than the way evaluation method drives them to take a decision. So I think that's so. Banks and bankers are open. I don't see a problem. So.
But I think the scenario is different with cooperative banks, right?
Yeah, I think cooperative banks, again, Indian IT providers have innovated by, like, for example, Vistas has openly supported us to provide all the solutions on a cloud and an OpEx model. If you look at the, a decade back, how the historic deals with NABARD and NAFCUB were done by even large players. In fact, we ourselves with our IP are a NAFCUB approved core banking for the urban cooperative segment, which is another line of business, the non-MISIS line of business. A lot of the IT providers have made it affordable to the banks, which can't take up a large capex appetite, right? Because what comes along with the core systems in a bank are infrastructure, the need for security, as you would have heard a debate in the morning, the panels, and many other threats. So they cannot afford a large structure to run. So if everything is provided as a service, that is good. So, and we see now MISIS, HP and Encore team are seriously evaluating, looking at South Asian banks, how we can bring the transaction banking solutions on a cloud model. We are open to convert innovative pricing models for these banks to allow them to afford such OpEx, way of acquiring such leading solutions. So I think there are enough solutions. The question is the will. So
what are the projects in pipeline, sir? Your future plans?
Well, there's a lot. In South, all the markets are clicking. I mean, we are not affected by one particular market because we are geographically quite spread. We are quite bullish about Indian market, subject to decision making happening. A lot of good banks are looking at a major transformation in their technology, in especially in the corporate banking space. So we are very bullish about the India markets, and also we are extending into other markets in South Asia, Asia Pacific and Middle East. So I see a good, we are quite bullish over the next 2-3 years, right? So
your comments on CTO Summit, sir?
No, I think we joined in, we have been associated with CTO Summits for 2 years, but we never came in into the forum as an exhibitor. I think it is a great start, and especially for the profile of CTOs whom came in. I know counts can always be larger, right? I would like but I think it's a good start putting together such thought leadership. It was very quality debates, some very genuine topics chosen. We got to hear from great experienced hands-on people, right? So it was good electrifying. Great to say, hats off to you guys. I think the whole day has been quite captive. It has not been dull at any time. I think hats off, compliments to you all, and I am hoping that we just go forward further. So, right?
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much.
Nice.